I got a question, because this is something that Marvel said about Loki, and they were talking about it on the radio. And I never made too much of a big deal about it because, yeah, it was in the comics. Who cares? But they're saying, oh, he's the first gender fluid hero of the Marvel Universe. And this is because he can change from man to woman, whatever. In which case, wouldn't that be Mystique? I mean, if that's what they're using their bases on, is this another case of Black Panther being the first black superhero? Wink, wink, wink. Let's
and the next one will be the first one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But if they're saying because Loki can change from one sex to the other, then yeah, Mystique can do that too. So sorry, Loki, you're not the first of ink. The Marvel Universe does nothing the first. It seems like. Didn't even have the first female superhero movie.
Yeah, they did.
You. No, yeah, I know. They like to say they did, but you got to forget all those bad ones before that. But they announced it. They always add in the caveat of the MCU. Who cares? We've seen superhero movies before. But even this one, oh, he's the first gender fluid. No, he's not. If that's what you're using for the basis of this, then no, he's not. That would go to Mystique. I don't think I'm wrong about this one.
Let no virtue go unsignaled, even if it's factually inaccurate.
Yeah.
The facts don't care about your feelings. Enough said.
And my feelings don't care about your facts.
The Marvel comic universe and the Twitter that surrounds it doesn't give a crap about facts either.
And Mark Miller says you don't care either because you're not on Twitter.
I guess. Loki isn't a shapeshifter. He uses magic to disguise himself, says Joe. Well, point being, that's actually even less than Mystique. Because Mystique literally changes from man to woman when she changes shape.
And he actually was a shapeshifter. If you go back to the Avengers Defenders War, he changed himself into a fly so he could escape Dormammu's cage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he can. Mystique was gender fluid as all get out in the first X-Men movie. Yeah, exactly. The first non-binary superhero is Dr. Fate.
Oh, did you guys hear about that? It was like last week. That Tarna book that's done by Heavy Metal. Fans were getting triggered by Instagram posts because they basically they posted her. She has a new armor, and some people were saying like finally covered up, and Heavy Metal creator actually they were doing the comic books were actually trolling the fans or anybody who was people are saying like, oh, finally she covered up. But he's like, no, she just put on clothes.
Okay, here's the thing about that, Vang. Vampirella, a lot of times when she's not wearing her, bikini in the book, they'll put it on the cover to get people to think that that's what she's wearing on the inside. So this is kind of the reverse of that, where they knew that it's a plot device, but they could have just as easily put her in her skimpy thing on the cover. They did it hoping that they would get a reaction from the people that gave them the reaction they were hoping to get, which allowed that guy to climb on his high horse and call a bunch of fans names. So everybody got what they wanted out of it, and now everybody will move on.
There's people on both sides, fans and not fans, were mad about it. And the armor actually is being used as a plot.
I know.
I know. It's clever marketing, though. I don't fault the guy for doing it. I think it's somebody though that people are arguing so much about it. It's like if you don't like the book, drop the book. You can bitch and moan about something till you're blue, but they're gonna do what they want to do. And I'm not saying you should censor someone, but I personally just don't see the point in that.
Yeah. Robert's is saying, how many first gay characters has Disney and its studios had? It's ridiculous with all these. First, now that Oscar Isaac will play Mark Spector, will Disney actually make a good show or another flop? Well, the thing is, they haven't made a flop yet. Whether or not you liked Scarlet Witch, and I know a lot of people like Scarlet Witch right up until the last 10 minutes, and then they talk about how it was the worst show on the face of the freaking planet. I don't buy into that. You're being disingenuous. You're lying to yourself and to others when you say that. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Hey, she got away with it. Twitter's saying this, so God, I'm sorry, but what do they call them? NPCs? I see the same message regurgitated over and over again.
Conformists. Yes.
Yeah, after a while, I got tired of the term NPC, as a matter of fact. And when people would use it in my comments, I'm like, You are doing exactly what you're saying they're doing. You're just regurgitating.
I do have to say one more thing when you're done.
Yeah, well, let me finish the rant.
Good.
Now, whether or not you liked it or not, that's a different story. But these things have been successful. Shows for Disney Plus have been successful for Disney Plus. You may not have liked it. They were successful. Go on ahead, Eric.
Okay. The people that were complaining about that, all the guy had to do was say, hey, look, appreciate your concern. Read the book. You'll find out it all makes sense if you read the book instead of, oh, you just want to fap to our covers. Get out, fanboy. This industry can't afford to hemorrhage fans. So, again, it was another example of a creator, in this case, the guy in charge of heavy metal, antagonizing an already dwindling fan base. That's my only point in that. Even if the fans act like idiots, it's up to the comic book creators to be the adults in the room, and they stopped being the adults in the room about the same time that the fans did. And that's a problem.
The real question is, could Mystique shapeshift her inner organs, or is that just the outside? That has been in comics. I hated it, but in the Robert K. Vaughan series, yes, she can shapeshift her organs. I hated that. I really did. And she even popped on 4 different heads, by the way, which was, come on. I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing. Remember when they wanted to secondary mutate Wolverine into that no-nose cave creature?
Do you know it'd be great to see as Moon Knight? The guy who actually voiced him, Dietrich Bader.
I'm getting triggered. Wait, who do you want to see as
Dietrich Bader?
Dietrich Bader?
He's only 54. I mean, he's 6'2". He can, as if he works out, he could actually do the role. Because
yeah.
And he's funny. So and he already did the version of him in Ultimate Spider-Man. He did voice Moon Knight. He was kind of the crazy one, and like Spider-Man's like, "Did you just talk to the moon?" He's like, "Shh, talking to the guy."
I would like to go back to that only 54 thing. Also,
I would too.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. Let the comic artist who has not fapped cast the first tweet. Yeah, it is something they always say. Well, you just want to. I asked somebody, why are you so freaking interested in the masturbatory habits of your readers? You bring it up so many times instead of listening to the actual words. Block.
Well, the same reason why they are weirdly obsessed with the sexual orientation of fictional characters.
Yeah, Jimmy actually said, "Oh, you should have people on your live stream, same as I do." I'm like, I'm blocked by most of them. Tell you the truth, over the years, I just block. I don't know.
That's because you don't create a safe haven for them. That's why.
I guess not. Well, no, I actually question them.
Exactly, and you can't do that.
That's horrible. I look at them, I say, hey, what are you going to do with your heroes?
They have anxieties, and they need a puppy to hold.
WWE died when the PG era began. What was it before? PG-13?
No, they actually had, before they became a publicly traded company, when they were getting their teeth kicked in the mid-'90s because Ted Turner sunk tens of millions of dollars and poached all of his talent. So they responded by coming up with something called the Attitude Era, and there really was nothing was off the table.
Yeah,
and it was also very, very creative, and he basically took over. It's kind of like the equivalent of when Rebirth they started beating Marvel. It hadn't happened in years, and they were doing it with nobodies, but just they were very creative. Now I know the DC characters weren't nobodies, but that's actually a bad analogy.
Yeah, because they're big guys like Hogan, Nash, and and I forget who else, whatever. Razor Ramon,
Hart, all of them.
They all went over to WCW. What they decided to do is like, well, we got The Rock, we've got Stone Cold Steve Austin, and and it's funny they Vince McMahon they did so well, they ended up buying out WCW.
Well, Ted stopped.
Yeah,
just thinking money into it because he got bored. But they used to tape their Monday night show back then because it wasn't the WCW was killing them, and they did a title change, and the announcer on WCW let off the broadcast, said, "Oh, by the way, there's a title change on WWF tonight. Saved you the time changing the channel." and that pissed off the soon-to-be billionaire Vince, and that's what got him, lit a fire under his ass to, come back and beat him. And it was, like I said, didn't realize what a piece of crap Vince. Well, he was then too. But what a piece of crap.
The reason that it sunk is because they got rid of the competition, so they had no competition. Then they laxed. We want to become more of a family-based show.
Well, no, that had nothing to do with it. They did.
That really killed a lot of fans.
He opened it up and became a publicly traded company, and the shareholders, stockholders, demanded it.
Well, yeah, that too. But
when both shows were on at 9 o'clock, they used to get about 5-6 million people a piece watching. Now unopposed, sometimes they don't even get 2 million.
Yeah, but now the AEW is a new thing that popped up on TNN or TNT. Sorry, a lot of people are upset. We call them marks, people who are loyal no matter, but just basically people who love stuff, even though I know it's horrible.
So there you go, guys. That's a little piece of our live stream from Monday, the We've Got Issues. And let me know what you think. Write down in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell if you haven't done it already. If you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Ko-Fi or to Patreon. Links in the description below. Drop $1 in the till. Help us out there. Helps keep making videos. Helps keep the lights on. Thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.